Welcome back. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and I'm here at the restaurant, this fabulous restaurant, Alison 18. And I am here with Aline Kominsky-Crumb, a very famous artist, and she's going to explain about this spectacular event this evening. Tell my audience what are we going to talk about this evening?
Well, I have a new book out called Drawn Together. Drew with my husband, Robert Crumb, who's even more famous than I am. You want to come, so you have me tonight, but I'm actually much more entertaining and better looking, so it's okay.
Oh, you're gorgeous.
Thank you. I'm so happy that someone like you is here for this event, which surprises me, because I usually have like sort of scraggy looking hippie fans, so this is a nice change, you know. But tonight I'm going to talk about the book that we've done together, which is very unique because I draw myself and write my own dialogue. He draws himself and writes his own dialogue, and it's like a stand-up kind of improv almost, but drawn and written. And we've done a whole book in this style. We started working together 40 years ago, and we've been working together ever since, although we've each done our own work as well. But I think what's interesting about this book is that we're the only couple that we know in the history of cartooning that's ever worked this way. And the other thing is that I think is a testament to the duration of a relationship. It's really a love story because we've been able to live together, have children together, and work together for 40 years, and we still like each other. That, to me, that's what this is about, and that's what I'd like to talk about because I think that's the real challenge, you know.
What is the secret? How does one stay with the same person for 40 years and keep it fascinating, keep it interesting? What should we all do?
Well, one thing is, you know, we have had separate lives, which includes adventures with other people and all kinds of different things. So we're very different. But we always come back together, and we really enjoy telling each other about what we did. Like, I do things, and then in the back of my mind I think, oh boy, I can't wait to tell Robert this. We always are interested in what the other one has to say and sharing what we do with each other. And I think also we have cultural interests in common, we have a sense of humor in common, a strong attraction, and I guess beyond that there's a spiritual connection. I don't know how else to put it. You know, when I met my husband, I was having the most fun I ever had in my life, and I wanted to be a single girl. I had an apartment in San Francisco. I had tons of boyfriends. The last thing in the world I wanted was to be with one guy. But I met him, and
he was special.
Something happened, you know, and it was mutual. And he had a wife and a girlfriend. I had 50 boyfriends, and we still ended up getting together. You know, what can I say? It was like destined somehow. And a lot of things like that worked in the beginning to bring us together. So I do think that somehow we were meant to be together.
Absolutely, I totally agree. We were all meant to be with who we were, and even if it doesn't work out, there's a reason why we met that person, or why we married them, or why we live with them. There's always a reason. I really believe in destiny.
I agree.
And I believe that this is destiny too, that we're sitting here and we're talking at this lovely restaurant.
And I'm going to do a portrait of you because, you know, I'm doing a series of portraits of women that I've met through my mother, and through different people, women who fascinate me personally. I'm doing drawings and paintings of women. I had a show this summer in New York, and I'm continuing on this project, and I took photos of you two. I'm going to do one of you too.
Oh, that sounds very exciting. But I want to talk to you a little bit more about your past and why you decided to become a cartoonist, write comic books and all these wonderful things that you've done. I mean, what got you on the bandwagon to become an artist and create these images?
I started being a painter when I was 8 years old. I lived on Long Island, and I felt like a Martian that landed among these people that I had nothing in common with.
Yeah, your roots are in Long Beach.
Yeah.
You grew up in the Five Towns.
I grew up in the Five Towns.
That's so funny, because so did I. My next door neighbor was like North Woodmere.
Yeah, I lived in Woodmere. I grew up in Woodmere.
Oh my God, that's
I went to Lawrence High, and I was always like different from everybody else. And I became an artist as a way to survive. I think drawing and painting for me was the way I kept my sanity. And I went to art school. I went to Cooper Union. I was painting, but I also had stories to tell. And through painting, I couldn't really do that. And in the 60s, I saw underground comics. And when I saw those comics, I saw a way for me to express myself. So I went to San Francisco, and I sought out other people that were putting out comics. And I worked with a group of women, and I got my first story published in a thing called Women's Comics. And for me, it was a great combination. Words and pictures were really good because I'm very visual, but I'm also a very verbal person. And I'm a storyteller because my grandfather raised me on Jewish stand-up comedy. Took me to the Catskills and to see Joey Bishop and Alan King. And,
I love that era. I love that era.
And Joan Rivers. These are the people I was brought up with. So I have that storytelling, Jewish storytelling humor, but then I'm also very visual, and I've been an artist since I was 8. So comics for me was a natural way of working.
Of expressing yourself.
Words and pictures, nothing more. And I still paint. And sometimes I don't draw comics. Sometimes I go through a period of just painting. I've gone back and forth in my artistic career between both forms. But I love telling stories.
And that's why you told this story with this new book. Tell my audience the title of this book again.
This book is called Drawn Together, which is, obviously two meanings. Drawn together is attracted, and also we literally drew this book together. So I think it's a pretty good title. This book also came out in French, but we could not find an equivalent title in French because there just isn't the same language translation. So we called it Parle-moi d'amour, which means talk to me of love, because it also is a love story. It's a love story.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is so fascinating. Now tell my audience, when is it going to be hot off the press? Can we buy it right now, immediately?
Here. It exists. It's hot and it's off. So just buy it right away. You can get it in all bookstores. I'm doing a book signing at the Strand Bookstore and other bookstores. I'll be at the Miami Book Fair, and it's everywhere now. So this is the time to buy it.
Aline, tell my audience where we could go on the internet to find out more information about you and this book.
You can Google me, just Aline Kominsky-Crumb, and you'll find out a lot about me. There's also a website for our Crumb family, and you can look up Drawn Together. There's tons of stuff on Google about me. It's easy
and
to
Facebook
find.
too?
And
Can we Facebook?
You can Facebook me too.
Aline Kominsky-Crumb.
Yes,
right?
and also I have a gallery in my village that is also on Facebook. So you can look up, if you look me up, it'll have the gallery on there too.
Beautiful. Okay. Aline, you are a joy to talk to. Let's toast to you, to the book, and to much success.
And to you, dear. Thank you. Where I live, it's 3 kisses.
And we'll be back in a moment, darlings, with more celebrity interviews right here at Alison 18. Keep watching. More interviews coming up. Big champagne kisses. Welcome back. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and I'm here at the fabulous restaurant Alison 18, located at 15 West 18th Street, and I'm here with the owner, Miss Alison Becker. Hi, what a beautiful evening this was. Tell my audience about this event tonight. What was it really all about, Alison?
It was about Aline Crumb and her new book, Drawn Together, which she's written with her husband, Robert Crumb, who she's been married to for
a million years.
40 years.
40 years, a long time.
A very long time. Anyway, so her book's coming out, and we do authors' dinners at the restaurant, just like we used to do in Long Island, where we have these evenings where the authors come and actually eat dinner.
It's called
The Pen and the Plate.
The Pen and the Plate. Interesting concept. What made you decide to do something like this for your restaurant?
To have some fun. I grew up in a family that was surrounded by literary people, and I love reading and I love authors, and I think it's a great way to spend an evening. And oftentimes when books come out, there's a book signing and you can go to the bookstore and you wait online, to Alison. But here, you actually get time. You eat dinner with the author. You get
I love that.
Sit, have a conversation, get to know them. So it becomes a much more personal type of evening, and it's just
It
fun.
certainly is, and they get to talk about why they decided to write this book, their passion for the years that it took them to get to this point.
Exactly.
And you gave them the opportunity to share that with a wonderful audience that really was so enthusiastic about listening to why they really wanted to write this book and to draw the paintings and everything in the book.
Exactly.
And you're a big fan, of course, of Aline.
Oh, I'm a big fan. Well, I'm a big fan of Aline's. I'm a big fan of Robert's. Recently, we had Wayne White here performing, and the crumbs are his inspiration. So we find all these fun, wonderful events down here, and bring in people you wouldn't normally get to see, and you wouldn't normally get to spend this kind of time with.
Well, I enjoyed it tremendously. It was a treasure. It was a treasure, and I really enjoyed it. And what a fabulous artist she is and writer, and it was just so entertaining. I really enjoyed the evening immensely. I will come back again. If you invite me, I will definitely be back again. And I want you to tell my audience what made you create the menu. What was involved in creating the menu for tonight's evening?
We kept it very simple because, yes, we're a restaurant, we have fabulous food, and we're usually the star, but on the authors' nights, the author is the star, and I want the food to be just simple and delicious and support their evening.
Well, it certainly was. Tell my audience what we dined on tonight.
Well, you started with the squash soup, or a kale salad, which is all from the market, all from Union Square Market. And your choice of entrees was our rotisserie chicken, which is we do on our rotisserie. It's become our classic thing, and people love, love, love it. And you also had our market fish, which I believe was bass tonight. So, and then you ended up with a very, very sultry, sexy bread pudding.
It was delicious.
It was delicious.
The whole night was wonderful, and I really enjoyed it.
So much.
I want you to tell my audience how long this restaurant has been established now.
Just 9 months.
That's it, 9 months.
Come and see me.
Well, we're here, and we love every minute of it, and of course the Long Island Exchange is going to love it too. I want you to tell my audience where we could go to find out more information about Alison 18. Do you have a website?
We absolutely do. www.alison18, and that's Alison with one L and the 18 written out. Our Twitter handle is, hashtag Alison18 written out, and we're also on Facebook.
And on Facebook as well.
And please like us or go to our website and sign up for our email list so you too can come to these evenings. It'd be really fun.
Can you tell my audience what your next event is going to be all about?
Yes, on November 30th, we're doing you should come. We're, a wonderful man named Philip Green has written a book on Hemingway's cocktails.
Oh, I would love to. I want to thank you so much, Alison, for inviting me to this wonderful event, Pen and the Plate, here at Alison 18. And the next event, of course, is November 30th. And we'll be back in a moment with more interviews, more celebrities, more restaurants, more of New York City, and more celebrities. Keep watching Cognac's Corner Magazine and the LongIslandExchange.com. Pink champagne kisses.
Fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.